Got it? Or not? Even when we were in school, they was the case. Yes? When they were sealed, enveloped, they were doing that. And yes, and then the stamp. What? They were stamping it. So now the seal that was started in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after the pact of Hudaybiyah, he was writing letters to various kings and head of the states. So those Sahaba who used to go to different part of the world in connection to their trade and business, they said, Ya Rasulullah, we will make for you a stamp, a seal, because the kings, they are not accepting the unsealed letter. That's a protocol. That all these kings, they are not receiving, say, unsealed letter. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, okay. So what should be written? Muhammadur Rasulullah. So a silver ring was made for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr, radiyallahu ta'ala an, when he went to just bring that Asmati Rasul, so Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala an, he went to a goldsmith to make a ring of silver and to print or curve, what? Curve like braille. Like what? Braille. Like braille. To braille on it, Muhammadur Rasulullah. But Abu Bakr himself, he said it like this, Muhammad, otherwise we say it Muhammad Rasul Allah. So it should be Muhammad, then Rasul, then Allah. But that was against respect, that Allah will be down. So I said Muhammad, in middle Rasul, on the top is Allah. That is here. And this is actually the seal of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, this print is coming from that time. Muhammad Rasulullah. Look, Muhammad Rasul Allah. Got it? So then, the same seal Abu Bakr was using, Umar was using, and Usman was using. So once Sayyidina Usman radiallahu ta'ala an, he was sitting on the brink of Bir Aris, a well. That well is called Bir Aris. So they revived it now once again. Yes, and now people are taking water there from Bir Aris. So Usman Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in love with the water of that very, very sweet water. Got it? So Sayyidina Usman radiallahu ta'ala, he was doing like, sometimes you do like this without taking a notice. Yes? So he was doing like this and it fell down in the well. That was a decree by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He lost it. And it is said that when he lost it, so that was the year when the fitna started. Against Sayyidina Usman radiallahu ta'ala. Now, they revived that. And the prince, he ordered, try to find out that ring. I don't know that they found it or not. Got it? And then after that, Osman ordered for another silver ring like that. The next department, Ashurta, the police, sheriff. Yes. So their duty is to keep an eye on the society. Sayyidina Umar appointed for night people to walk around the streets. Later on, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala, he further developed this system. And he appointed a head on that, and that's called Raisul Shurta, the head sheriff. What? The head sheriff. And for that, they were selecting people who had, number one, an honor in the society, and number two, a hebat. They were known for their strictness. In the beginning, the police used to work under judiciary. But later on, it came under the control of executive. Then Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, in his time, in between two forces, one force is called the army, the other one is called police. Police is for internal security, and army is for external defense. But in between, he established a new department. Nowadays, in certain countries, they call them rangers, and in certain countries, they call them militia. So now that force, it is for both use. When the police, they are feeling any shortcoming, so they ask for help from militia or rangers. Got it? And in National Guard. And if the army is in need for boundary defense, for more force, and they have a shortage of force, so they ask this National Guard to help them there in that one. It was established by who? Abdul Malik ibn Marwan from Bani Umayyah. But nowadays, the difference between militia and rangers is that rangers are closer to army, militia is closer to police. The next department is mail. In Persia, they used to use the horses for mailing. And these horses were known through the cut of their hairs of tail. The tail hair, that was cutted in a specific way. So everybody was knowing that this is department horse. That is department horse. So when it was running, so people used to give him the path like fire department of police also. Yes, that the mail horse coming. Yes. So all people, they were taking their horse to the side. Got it? To the extreme right. Where? To extreme right, to give away to the running horse of mail. So therefrom, the word barid or burid that came, because that's Persian word. Yes? Got it? Buridan, cutting. What is buridan? Cutting. So as their hairs of tails were cutted in a specific way, so these horse and their department was known as burid. Got it? Now in Arabic, the same word is al-barid al-jawi, land mail. Al-barid al-hawaii, air mail. Got it? So the word barid is there. So in Islamic State, Sayyidina Umar a little bit introduced that. But as a system and department, that was introduced by Sayyidina Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala. And now look, the mailman, he had that status in Islamic Khulafa that Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, the Khalifa, his order was that if the mailman arrived at night, don't delay him. Let him come to me and meet me, even though if I'm sleeping. Because maybe something is going on somewhere in the Khilafat, and that is of urgent need. That is a urgent need. So bring him to me. The next department is revenue. So Baitul Mal is known since the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now that is called treasury or exchequer. Certain country call it exchequer and certain country treasury. As we know that to provide peace and to provide needs, that is the duty of the state and government. What for the state and government is? Two things. To provide needs and to provide peace. Got it? Very easily. In Islam, these two things. Provide peace and provide needs. Because these are interlinked. If needs are not provided, so the hungry people can do anything. How you will maintain peace? There will be no peace. Yes or not? Yes. A hungry man, if he see a sandwich in your hand, he will jump on you. He will or not? Yes. Yes, that's why Waqas sometimes he's jumping on someone. Do you? No. Okay. So now, once again, to give you a little brief that what are the duties and responsibilities of a state in the eyes of Quran and Sunnah. So number one, the food, dress and shelter. In Islamic state, that is must. That these three things must be in the approach of everyone. Got it? Must be in the approach of everyone. That he can earn his bread, his dress, his shelter. Number two, health and treatment. Because people are falling sick. So it means facilities must be available for everyone. Got it? So those who cannot afford the medical insurance, so there will be certain other ways how to get it. Got it? Like LA, what it called? Yeah. There is LA Health and something. Number three, facilities of education. Because education is the order of Allah and the order of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So education must be in the approach of everyone, not heavy fees or heavy fees that people cannot afford it. How they will get the education then? Number four, employment must be provided to everyone. Number five, if somebody is crippled or he is sick or he cannot find a job, so unemployment. That was introduced by Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And that's why this social welfare system in Scandinavian countries, they call it Umar laws. Still they call it according to Umar laws. Because these laws for the first time were introduced by whom? By Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Number six, traveling facilities. Because people are in need of going from one place to another. So state and government is responsible to make roads, bridges, and rides, or in train, or whatever. Yes. Or city bus. Got it? Or Greyhound. Yes. Just name it like this. And number seven, to make the marriage easy. That is duty of the state and government. Now look, Waqas laughed. Yes, look at his nature. Yes, and Zain also. Yes. And those who are married, they want to cry, but they cannot. Yes, they what? They want to cry. Yes. What do you think? He laughs or he cries? He cries. Yes. So this is the way how to make people cultured and civilized. Look, these 7 things which we brought out from Quran and Sunnah. Yes. And such a state would be considered a welfare state. In Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has mentioned in 3 places. Number 1, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ. Sometime we will put you to a test with a little bit fear and little bit hunger. Keep in mind. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا قَرْيَةً كَانَتْ آمِنَةً مُطْمَئِنَّةً يَأْتِيهَا رِزْقُهَا رَغَدًا مِنْ كُلِّ مَكَانٍ. Allah is narrating a parable or an example of a city, كَانَتْ آمِنَةً مُطْمَئِنَّةً, which was secure and satisfied. فَكَفَرَتْ بِأَنْعُمِ اللَّهِ. But it denied and became ungrateful to the favors of Allah. فَأَذَاقَهَا اللَّهُ لِبَاسَ الْجُوعِ وَالْخَوْفِ بِمَا كَانُوا يَصْنَعُونَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them to taste, number 1, the fear, and number 2, the hunger. That's the example of Makkah. Got it? When they denied Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Quran, 2 great favors of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them, number 1, the famine, and number 2, day and night they were in fear that now Rasulullah will attack. And now the Muslim army will enter Makkah. And now they will kill us. فَأَذَاقَ اللَّهُ لِبَاسَ الْجُوعِ وَالْخَوْفِ, hunger and fear. And Allah says, لِإِلَافِ قُرَيْشٍ إِلَافِ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ وَالصَّيْفِ فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fed them when they were hungry. So hunger was gone. وَآمَنَهُم مِّنْ خَوْفٍ, and He provided them security when they were in fear. Got it? So they should have worshipped Allah, but they didn't. فَأَذَاقَ اللَّهُ. So 2 things are interlinked to one another. Number 1, the hunger. Number 2, the fear. So it means wherever there will be hunger, fear will be there. And that's what Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, rahmatullahi alayhi, he said in one of his sermon and khutbah, that why I distributed the whole treasury to the general public. I don't want to say anybody needy. Everybody should have his job. He must have food. He must have food to live in peace. He said when the hunger happened in a state, when what happened? The hunger happened in a state. So he said the first thing on stake is the ghairat of man and the haya of woman. That where the hunger is, so there will be no ghairat on men, in men, and there will be no haya in women. They will be selling their ghaira for their food, and they will be selling their haya for their food. وصلى الله تعالى على خير.